With the recent release of Pokemon Gold and Silver on the 3DS Virtual Console, I thought it'd be fun to share 8 fun facts that you may have not known about the original Generation 2 games. My name's Shamushku. Before I start, these facts aren't listed in any order of importance, and anyway, with that out of the note, let's get started. Number 8. Name me your mom. At one point, you're going to be able to give your in-game mom the name of your choice. This was going to be able to be done after some type of tutorial, but was taken out sometime during development. Number 7. Riding a skateboard. In the earliest promotional material, it was said that the player would be able to ride a skateboard in the game. On Japan's Nintendo's website for what was then called Pokemon 2, regarding the skateboard, it said, "A new mode of transportation debuts in the form of the skateboard. In Pokemon Red, Green, and Blue, the protagonist used a bicycle as a handy mode of transportation on his Pokemon catching adventure. In addition to the bicycle that appeared in Red, Green, and Blue, Pokemon 2 will feature a skateboard as a new mode of transportation. Riding it may even allow the player to reach unexpected locations in the world of Pokemon 2. Even though this was scrapped during development, there are still traces of the skateboard in the games. When accessed from a cheating device, the skateboard works the same as a bicycle, but also as when walking on ice, the player will just slide, unable to move until they hit a solid wall. Number 6. Sweet Honey. In Generation 4, a new mechanic was introduced into the games where you can spread honey onto a tree to attract rare Pokemon. But this was an idea that was almost put in the original Gold and Silver games. In the code of the game, it was found that there was a character that had dialogue that would give the player an item called Sweet Honey, and also advise the player to smear the honey onto trees to attract Pokemon. Number 5. The last Pokemon game. Back in the late 90s and early 2000s, Pokemon was everywhere. After the success of the first games, a sequel game was in the works, but this sequel, being Gold and Silver, were planned to be the last game in the series. In an Iwata Asks with the Pokemon Company president Ishiro Hara stated, "I worked with the assumption that after we put out Gold and Silver, my work as far as Pokemon was concerned would be done. I didn't intend to make any more Pokemon titles. I even thought that once we entered the 21st century, it would be time for me to do something else entirely. But after the games were released and were selling better than the first generation, their minds changed, and they continue the series we know and love." Number 4. Your rival is Giovanni's son. In Generation 2, we went from a rival that was a show-off to a new one who sees his Pokemon as tools and is angry at the world. In Fire Red and Leaf Green, it stated that Giovanni's son had red hair like your rival in the games before. Later on, when Heart Gold and Soul Silver were released, there was a distribution event in which the player could get Cerebi. In the distribution, it explained that the rival is Giovanni's son. Number 3. Almost has Safari Zone. In the first game, the Safari Zone was somewhat of a major place in the game's story, as it was the way that you get the HM for Surf. There were plans to add Safari Zone into Gold and Silver, but at some point during development, this idea was scrapped. However, if you do reach the area from a cheating device and walk around the area, there won't be any Pokemon in the grass, but some can be found from fishing. Number 2. Status effects not working. Battling and trying to catch the legendary Pokemon can be frustrating and sometimes time-consuming. Besides saving before you battle the Pokemon, another way to try to capture the Pokemon is to affect it with the status effect. However, in Pokemon Gold and Silver, it doesn't help. Due to the glitch in the game, putting a Pokemon to sleep or paralyzing it doesn't help with the capture rate. Number 1. Red has no dialogue. After you defeated the Elite Four, you get the privilege to go and battle Trainer Red, a character that is based off the playable character in the first generation of games. But one thing about Red in these games is that he doesn't speak. This is because in the first generation games, the player was a silent protagonist with only answered yes and no questions. In the later generations, he also stays quiet. Did you learn something new or have another fact I didn't mention in this video? Leave a comment down below and let me know. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you are new to my channel and want to stay up to date with my new videos, hit that subscribe button. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you liked it, and I will talk to you all soon.